You know what? There's a sketchbook that I finished that I forgot to do a sketchbook video for. It's this one. And I didn't even put a start date on it. So I don't know. I don't even know when I finished it. This is the worst. I don't know how I finished an entire sketchbook. It's this much of my life. And then I didn't even do a video or anything. I just moved on. I don't know how that happened. I think it's because this sketchbook was the sketchbook I was working on during my senior year of high school, and so I was just so stressed out that I forgot that I did it. I think it was like the last few months of high school. Yeah. Anyway, I want to go through it just like quickly so I could just have a video for it. Even though it feels like so long ago now. Even though it was probably only like a year ago, but still. This is the beginning. If I could make a guess of when the sketchbook was, I'm pretty sure it was April to like through summer maybe. Probably like April to May. Honestly, probably not. I don't know. Anyway, let's just go through it. That's a sketch my friend did actually that I stole from her and put in here. Some of this stuff is kind of old. Like I think I got the sketchbook and I tested it out like a year before. And then actually started using it, so these 2 pages are kind of older. That's me. I think that was like a sketch of me, but it doesn't look like me though. Never does. This was a project I did for my AP art class. And I think I used Copic markers, or maybe just normal markers. Yeah, I think I used normal, like, really cheap markers. I don't own Copic markers, so I just borrowed them. This was in gold ink, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's not that cool because if it's just flat, it just looks brown. But, you know, if it's in motion, it's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm kind of sad I never did a sketchbook video on this when I actually, like, finished it. Because I do love this sketchbook. I just completely skipped over it. It was at a kind of crazy time in my life, I think. Like, I was graduating high school. And I was, like, doing a lot of art. And I was doing a big mural. And I was finishing 2 art portfolios. So I just never got around to it, which is kind of wild. But I'm going to go through fast. But my last video was like 25 minutes, and I don't want to do that to myself anymore. That's Howl and Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle, from the book, not the movie. But it's influenced by their movie character designs. I was going through a Wicked phase. I was trying to draw Fiyero, and it never works. He's just too beautiful. I can't capture his essence at all. That's the gold ink again. See, it's super cool. I still have that ink. I need to use it more. It's super neat. I was attempting to use gouache. It wasn't working, so I just kind of messed around with it until it looked semi-good, and then I dropped it. I need to try that again, though. I have like a whole thing of gouache paint that I just never use. These were drawings I did while I went on a trip to Bali. I remember because there was a day of silence, so we participated by just not speaking, and so the whole day I just kind of drew to pass the time. These were some character designs I was sort of playing around with. I was using a lot more watercolor when I did this sketchbook. I actually really like this character in this sketch right here. I wish I actually did something with my characters that I create. Okay, so this must be around January 2017, because that's when this movie came out. But that's Beauty and the Beast. I loved that movie. It was amazing. It's not widely loved, but it's widely loved by me. And these are the Skywalker Boys. So Anakin, Luke, and then Kylo Ren. I played around a lot in the sketchbook with like different mediums like gouache and ink and watercolor. And I wish I did that more. I need to get a sketchbook that I can actually like do that with. I need more like versatile paper. This is from Sweeney Todd, one of my favorite musicals. I love Mrs. Lovett. She's my favorite crazy woman. Tonks. I think I just finished rereading Harry Potter at this point, because I reread Harry Potter for the first 6 months of my senior year. That's kind of cool. I was also going through a Pride and Prejudice phase. I don't remember if that was before or after Harry Potter, but I love period movies. I love Pride and Prejudice and everything. Jane Austen is a hero. There's Rey in I drew her without looking at a reference, so it looks very bad. and I'm embarrassed by it. It's sort of a character design concept thingy. Okay, yeah, so I was getting into my Pride and Prejudice phase with, this is the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. It's great to be into something like Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility because there's so many different, there's just so many different versions that you can just kind of go on a binge and watch every single version. Oh, I was planning on doing another Hamilton animatic, I think, and then that quickly sputtered out because I just didn't have, the time or desire. It's good to practice, even when you're not gonna follow through. This is when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. The first half of 2017, all of 2017 was, a great year for me. Movie-wise, so many good movies came out. Also, I was, starting college, so it was crazy, but good year. It was a crazy but wild ride. And shortly after my Pride and Prejudice binge, I quickly moved on to diving back into Star Wars, and that's why this is here. Just kind of jump from film franchise to film franchise / obsession to obsession. That's how I live my life. Some mermaids. It must have been Mermaid or something. I watched Yentl, so these are some drawings from Yentl, kind of. Doesn't really look like her, but, Great movie, that Yentl. Kylo Ren. I actually recently just drew him. Way better than right there. I watched Gone with the Wind for the first time ever. Kind of in chunks because it's a very long movie, but these are drawings of Scarlett O'Hara, who is honestly kind of an iconic character. Loved her a lot in it. She was so flawed, crazy flawed, but so interesting to watch. I was tearing out sketches from school notes here, right here and here and here, because I do that at the end of every school year. I just kind of tear out school notes. Yeah, that's my drawing class. When I was a freshman in high school, I had 7 huge sheets of paper just full of sketches that I glued. But then as time went on, I just took my sketchbook class, so it wasn't as many. So it's just literally 1 page because I would just doodle in my sketchbook notes. There's some more from my school notes. Doodling in class, the series. Okay, there's way more than I thought. These are all my doodling in class. These are all taped in. Oh my goodness, there's so much more than I thought there was. I thought there wasn't that many, but yeah. Hey boy. Just focus on the ones I like. Just testing out some new watercolors that I bought for myself as a present. For myself. I went to go see Logan by myself. I was drawing of Laura from Logan. There's Ray. There are some guys sleeping in the library at school. That's what that is. There's Luke Skywalker with his robot hand. I love him. I don't know what the context of that is. I never want to know. These look like just figure studies. Looks like she's holding a lightsaber. I think these were thumbnails for a project I was trying to do, and I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do. These are kind of cool. Those are kind of different from the style of the rest of the sketchbook. It's kind of a test page for a bunch of different pens. I was trying to figure out what pens to throw away or donate and which ones to keep, so I was just kind of testing them out here. That was for a summer art project I was doing, where I had to create an art piece out of a newspaper. There's a drawing of Mark Hamill that I drew from a photo reference. Some drawings of Harry and Ginny. This one's probably my favorite of the Harry and Ginny drawings I've done. These are some like quick ink drawings to just kind of finish the sketchbook, I think. I was just trying to get it done. I watched a movie called Tracks with Adam Driver in it, and he played this photographer from the 70s. And it was adorable. He just played this like huge, adorable nerd, and it was great. I basically just watched that movie because I was in my Star Wars, like, so I just loved the character. Apart from Adam Driver, like, the character was just great. And I obviously watched Hairspray. That kind of failed. That hair is hard to get, you know, and then Link. Hairspray is honestly top 5 favorite movies of all time. Like, it never fails to make me, like, smile through the entire movie. It's upside down. Dang, when was this? Yeah, this was summer of 2017. That was such a crazy summer. The craziest, but the best. That was a drawing my friend Mao did. She was a French exchange student that was staying with my cousins, and so we got to hang out a lot over the summer, so she drew me, which is really nice. It's a drawing of Zendaya at one of her looks she had at the Met Gala. That's Zendaya again. That must have been around the time I watched, right before or after I watched Spider-Man Homecoming. They just announced the new title for the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel, which is, or the next movie, which is Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm excited about it. And these were about sort of the final drawings. Yep. Alright, that's it. That was the sketchbook, the forgotten sketchbook, the poor forgotten sketchbook from a year ago. But I love this sketchbook, so I'm glad that I got to go through it now. Anyway, thanks for watching.